Alright, y'all, I'm a little embarrassed by this one, but I think we probably all have that project where we're guilty of this, that it's not really that high a priority, so you say, I'll do it next week. And then next week comes and goes and you say, I'll do it next week, I'm kind of busy. And then before you know it, the mirror on your truck's been broken for a year. You know what, I was at a job for a client recently, and I'd been there earlier this year doing something else for him, and they were like, hey, you still haven't gotten the mirror fixed on your truck. And I was like, all right, yeah, it's time to get that one done. Let's leave the warmth of the wood stove behind, head out to the shop, and get this knocked out. First though, we do have to play musical stuff. Gotta make room for the truck in the shop. Let's get to it. I feel really fortunate and lucky to have the shop that I have because I spent a lot of years working out in a driveway. But I think everyone always wishes their shop was just a little bit bigger. You could always use a little more space. Let's get the truck down here. Yeah. It's that tight of a fit. Like I said, you could always use a bigger shop, but at least the door can close so we can get the heat going. Now, if you've been following along, you know that we just went on a trip recently to West Virginia. We took a bunch of back roads to get to where we were going to Good Evening Ranch. There's a little shop in Seneca Rocks that I like to stop in at because they have a really nice buck knife display. Several years ago, my dad got me my first buck knife, and ever since then, I've kind of been collecting them whenever I see one in my travels. Let's go ahead and take a look at that new buck knife, and we'll use that to unbox the new mirror.
Baby, cut yourself loose. I was mesmerized by your eyes. Keep me up every night. Keep me up.
Now, one of these days I'm gonna learn that unpacking a box with one hand doesn't really work. Today's not that day. Well, good news. It would certainly appear that the new mirror, it would appear that the new mirror matches the one that's on the truck. So that is fantastic news. You can see just the XLT, so it doesn't have the fancy accent on the top. They are heated, but not power. It's just black plastic, poverty spec. Let's get it swapped out. I gotta say, this is unexpected. I thought with those bolts off, this thing would just pop off, but it seems like it's gonna fight me a little bit. Let's see what's holding it on from the other side. This is the part where you're all probably screaming at me in the comments. It's like, hey, man, there were 4 screws on the new mirror. You only took 2 off. And you know what? Y'all'd be right. I missed 2 screws. So let's go ahead and get those off there, and then I guess this old mirror's gonna come right off. question is, will it stay there until I get to the other side? I'm not convinced. Unfortunately, I don't have an extra set of hands that can come hold this for me while I get a bolt started. Let me see what I can figure out. Alright, let's see if a quick clamp is going to do the trick. It's one of those things that when you're working by yourself, you really start to have an appreciation for not working by yourself. You can't be at two ends of a board at once, but also you end up trying to figure out ways to get something done. You'll be hard pressed to beat a quick clamp when you're working alone. There will be so many times where I'm out on a job solo and I'm in a situation where I just need to be able to hold something at the other end, get a screw started or hold a bolt up or whatever the circumstances may be. And having a clamp makes all the difference in the world. Alright. That's it. As easy as that. Wasn't too bad of a project. Let's get the truck out of here. All the rest of the stuff back in. Go up and sit by the warm fire. Y'all have a good one.